Hello, 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 gamers. Bubba coming back at you. All right, so we're going to continue our journey on Transformental. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe, please. Trying to grow this small channel right now. So we got all the way down here to almost to a strip again, and you'll see here, almost. Now at the dam, it mentioned that because we went in the tram, we saw a little bit of stuff. Um, But it said if we took that route, we wouldn't be able to resupply at Santorini, and there was no way I was going to be able to make it with my current supplies without getting there. Plus, we wouldn't have the bigger motors, and I didn't know if we were going to need those. All right, so now we've gotten down this way. We're not quite there yet, but it says we can try, what is it, find the faster Highlands route, which it says will drain quite a bit, 4.375 power per second, which is way more than our generator even does. Not way more, but more than our generator does. And it'll take 2 minutes. I think we should go ahead and go for that. So what I'm going to do is add fuel to the generator again. I know we already had some. So let's go ahead and tell it faster. And let's see what we get. And I think what we may also do is, okay, that's only going to be 2 minutes. That leaves us enough time. I'm not sure if this is going to take us back to Santorini or just another route like to the dam. I think it's to Santorini. Maybe we'll be able to resupply again and charge and then come back. Of course, by the time we get back, Santorini will be destroyed. I'm trying to find a faster route so we can get down here fast enough to unclog the tram and make it all the way to Santorini so that hopefully we can find a better path. And maybe we can find a way to, I think in the demo, you find a way to remotely clear the tram from Santorini. So we'll see. All right. And we're out of fuel, so let's add some more. Yeah, we're going to have a hard time making it all the way back, but that's okay. I think this will be a good use of the loop. Almost there. Kind of hate to just time lapse it for the 30 seconds, but I'm hoping something will pop up here before we even get all the way there. Other than the consistent background noise of the mobile generator stutters for a few seconds and then stops. But, oh, generator's getting ready to stop again. So we got about 50 seconds left of fuel. I'm not going to worry about it. We're so close to dying in so many ways right now. All right, so now what we got? Drive across fields. Okay, let's do that. Let's see if this helps us get over here faster next time. Okay, if I was to start up the generator, it would generate more than what this is draining. If I'm not mistaken, the generator generates 4. All right. 30 seconds. We're going to run out of water before Santorini even blows up. All right, I am going to add fuel. Just because hopefully if we do get in there, we at least have enough to at least get back up to, although I probably shouldn't have, should I have? Oof. Because if I can get to Santorini, then I can just charge. I wouldn't have to worry about this. Well, Santorini's going to blow up, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now what? That didn't do much for me, that I can tell. Okay. Well, I guess we'll approach A-strip. Or Astrape. Despite taking a slightly different route this time, a huge electrical discharge still arcs off the facility and strikes your rover. The area recycling was damaged again, but nothing else of note. You pull up just outside a strip's tram station. Okay, well, let's go get in the tram and see how far we get before we die. Ooh, yeah, I don't want to do that right now. Let's just enter the tram station. Let's do this before Santorini blows up. Fish container onto tram. Oh, I forgot this takes forever. Yep. The cargo crate blocking the tram. Okay, and the tram station's running out of air, but it's not out yet. Okay. 4 seconds. Okay. We don't need the fresh vegetables because we're going to run out of water first. So let's just ride the tram. um. Okay. I guess while we're sitting and waiting, and it's taking us, so I might as well just grab this while we're waiting. Yep. Okay. Well, we'll just tell it to wait. We're going to it looks like we're going to run out of water about 10 seconds before Santorini is destroyed. And right before we actually get to the other. Okay, so here we go. Observe the highlands. Okay, good. We're not going to quite make it. One more trip would get us on that. Crap. We're only about 5 seconds off on that. No, maybe not even that. No, I guess we are. For some reason, it seems like it almost seems like the water timer's going faster than the actual observing the highlands. But that's okay. All right. 37 seconds till we die, and we do another loop. Looks like we would have just made it before the Santorini blew up. If you don't die one way, you could die the other way. Oh, observe near quarry. Between the higher vantage point, wide windows on the tram unit photos, this could be the perfect opportunity to get a better look at the landscape. So it looks like we're going to have to do several persistent ones to make this worthwhile. All right, well, we're getting ready to restart the loop. And I'll see you guys back in a bit. All right, gamers, welcome back. So we are now, I've got back where we have more water and food than when Santorini is going to be destroyed. So I'm not even going to take these fresh vegetables. I want to save as much time as I can. So we're going to ride the train again. And we're going to try and get these 2 persistent things done so we can figure something out, I hope. So let's just wait. I mean, if we're waiting, I might as well take the fresh vegetables. Because I got to wait anyway. I'd forgotten that they go with us. All right, well, let's just wait. Fortunately, the wait will automatically stop when something new changes. So when we get the persistent thing that'll pop up, it'll automatically get rid of the wait for us, which will be nice. All right, so tram arrives at quarry a minute 34. All right, let's get this one done. We shouldn't have much left on it, like 11 seconds. So hopefully we can get it done before the next one starts and we can get it both done this loop. We'll see. We got about a minute and 20, and I think the other one was only like 25 seconds. Finally, it's taken quite some time, but you were finally able to trace a clear and relatively straight path almost all the way through the highlands. You're now confident you could navigate from the halfway point to the edge of the H-shape. astrape fields. If you can find an entrance to the route from the Santorini side, you'll have a shortcut for the entire distance. Aha. So I have a feeling we're going to have to ride the tram back in order to get that done. But we'll see. I might actually have enough water to even do it all the way back. But there again, we're going to have to wait and see. Looks like we're using our air tanks, though. That could be an issue. Okay. Observe near quarry. That's 25 seconds. Let's do that. We should be able to get that done right before we get there. Hopefully we can turn around and go back the other way right before Santorini is destroyed, and hopefully observe whatever we need to observe to make this faster, this loop. We still have to investigate the greenhouse, though, at Astrape, however you want to pronounce it. We still have to do the persistent, check the greenhouse. Okay. As the tram approaches Santorini, before sloping gently down towards the quarry station, you get a great semi-aerial view of the compound and the highlands it's surrounded by. You notice one area in particular where the terrain is actually quite smooth, and it seems to extend quite a distance towards Astrape. Along with your knowledge of the paths through the highlands themselves, you should be able to drive a much straighter route from the quarry to the halfway point instead of having to follow the tram tracks. Nice. Okay, so we need to wait for the 20 seconds to get there. Let's go ahead and look at the PDA. Doesn't really show that much more. All right, notes. Okay, this is just a faster route. And this says, when the loop starts, the tram is stuck at Astrape because a container is stuck halfway onto it. I unblock it manually, but perhaps I could find a way to remotely send a command to the tram's loading system and unblock it without having to drive all the way there. Aha! And I'm guessing we have to find that at Astrape. Okay, here we are. Now, we want to probably go all the way back. Here you continue on to either the central compound or the one on the plateau. We don't have enough to even... we just don't have enough time. So I think for right now, let's just try and get out of here and see if we can gather any more info. Okay, let's wait. Turn around in about 2 minutes. We'll have enough water and food and air that maybe we can explore some stuff. I like the way it kind of goes into a time lapse when you're just waiting. Makes it go a lot faster. Okay, you take a moment to witness the distant destruction of Santorini, the sky briefly lighting up as the energy wave vaporizes the facility. Okay, well, keep going. There ain't nothing we can do about it right now. Okay. Aha. So, we can exit the tram station or just immediately enter the civilian sector. I say we just enter the civilian sector. Let's see if we can't gather some food. Okay, so this one is going to take 44 seconds to inspect office computers. This might be what we need in order to... yeah, this one might be what we need in order to do the crate remotely. That would be awesome. I mean, can you imagine we get to Santorini and we can just say, hey, instead of bringing the mining truck, getting the motors off, all this other stuff, we can just say, hey, send the tram. I'm going to take the tram down. That would save an immense amount of time. That would be really cool. All right. You try several of the computers. Some don't seem to be working at all despite having all their components, leaving you to assume they're either unpowered or damaged in some way. Unlike the mayor's computer, the ones which do work seem to have very restricted access to the facility's network, and you can't find anything of interest on them. Well, that stinks. I was hoping that was going to give us what we needed. Oh, curious. You return to one of the non-functional terminals, open it up to try and figure out why it's not working. You're surprised to find several of the components completely burned out. Something has been causing some serious power surges. You might want to be careful around any powered systems while you're here. Oh, well, that kind of stinks. Okay, well, that didn't do nearly as what I'd hoped. That has to have, goodness, excuse me, a key card. All right, well, let's break the employee door. Let's see what we can do. PDA, what do we got on notes now? Artifacts. We just know this is causing spikes or whatever with the electrical. All right, whoop-de-doo. All right, let's take the small water bottles. That's going to give us a little bit more. Ooh, we can't do any of this. Key card. Key card. Well, that stinks. Okay, so let's enter the tram station and I guess go out the old-fashioned way. So, exit. Yeah, let's go ahead and inspect the dead greenhouse. It's a persistent one. We have enough right now to do that. And then I guess we'll try and enter the vehicle bay. See if we can get anything that way. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, 2 seconds. There we go. Picking the closest greenhouse full of dead plants, you go through its systems, looking for anything unusual. You quickly find the evidence you expected of more power surges, overloaded control circuits. With them fried, it was only a matter of time until the plants died. Hmm. All right, let's enter the vehicle bay. Aha. Well, let's do the vehicle airlock. It's only 15 seconds. You quickly pass through the personal airlock, grateful that you don't have to manually cycle it. It releases you into the vehicle bay, though it's quite different from what you're used to. Each other facility has held light rovers and aircraft designed for scouting, research, and carrying out light repairs on existing equipment. Meanwhile, this bay houses a variety of cars and vans, which are clearly designed for city streets rather than the natural surface of the planet. Using the terminal next to the vehicle airlock, you're able to run a full diagnostic on it. It seems functional, other than some intermittent power spikes. If other systems are experiencing similar surges, which from what you've seen they definitely are, it could be causing enough interference to block the signal to and from your rover. Whatever the cause, it seems you should be able to use the terminals to cycle the airlock from inside. It'll be a bit slower due to having to get in and out of the rover a few times, but you should be able to bring it inside. Huh. Okay. I don't really want to inspect the vehicles right now. Let's just enter central sector because we're going to be running out of water soon. Explore the ground floor. That's 2 minutes. Well, might as well do it. And then we'll start a loop. Okay. Oh, here we go. You quickly realize that this facility is a lot larger than the previous ones you visited, if only because you find stairs leading both up and down. Thankfully, a significant portion of it is currently unused. Entire sections are sealed and marked either as under construction or awaiting colonization. Since power has been cut to these areas, you'd have to reactivate them from a control room, even if you did have a reason to want to investigate them. The first unlocked area you find is the living quarters, or more specifically, hang on, or more specifically, the set of living quarters that were being used by the facility's current personnel. It's surrounded by several other sets, which are presumably identical, but are shut down and sealed. Almost want to do this. We might be able to find some water and stuff in there. All right. See if we can find some water and food. Oh, and we're running out of air. Yeesh. I guess this has power, but No air recycler. That stinks. Okay, the living quarters are much the same as the ones you've seen in the other facilities. Plenty of bedrooms for individuals or couples, common areas are relaxing, offices for working, and of course, a large mess hall. The only oddity you notice is the lack of an administrator's office. They must have a separate office elsewhere. The mess hall houses the usual bank of water and food dispensers. Your hopes are of having everything work are immediately dashed by the out of order tape across the food synthesizers. Maybe the water recycler will still be working though. Well, this is only 10 seconds. I guess we better do that. It's the one we're going to run out of first. Ooh, it's going to be tight. Okay. Looks like you're in luck. While the water recycler is showing signs of minor power surges, it's only lightly damaged some of the components. While it's already reduced its efficiency, you should have quite a while before it stops working. That being said, since you don't understand what's causing these surges, it might be best to recheck the recycler before using it in future loops, in case the damage it suffered changes. Aha. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get some water. Okay, we're going to need to get everything we can. Okay, so inspect the food synthesizer. That's 15 seconds. Let's do that real quick. We're going to run out of air, though. First facility you've seen that even has a basement. It might be worth looking at, too. What we got here? Food synthesizer looks like it's burned out quite a while ago, despite several components looking like they were recently replaced. Even if you were able to get here at the start of the loop, you doubt it'd be functional. Okay. Okay, so let's... I don't know if this is worth it, because unless we find food going and getting air, it's not going to be that big of a difference. Okay, so let's take the stairs. Okay, and explore the basement. We'll give it what we can. All right, you jog down the stairs, stepping out into the basement and finding a long corridor curving into a circle in either direction. Okay, so let's see what this does. And we're going to die in about 20 seconds. That's okay, though. We'll just do another loop, and maybe... No, I don't think we can get down here this time. Unless it tells me something different on the starting the loop over. Oh, I just saw a surge because this went down and then came back up. All right, so I'll see you in a bit when we get back. All right, gamers, we are back now. So we're looking at where we are at Astrape. So we're going to leave the rover and enter the vehicle bay because we've already done the tram station and gone up there. Well, oof. You know what? Maybe we'll go explore that other area. Let's try that. What the heck? Push it onto the cart. Wow, that just takes a long time. Really wish that one didn't take so long. And while that's going, so we've got two paths here. One that we could do from the dam, but we wouldn't be able to resupply, which means we'd have to be a lot further than we are now. We still have this Strabo, and that is the one commenter even mentioned was new, totally new from the demo. So we definitely want to try and get there. Possibly next episode. I definitely don't think we're going to be able to do it this episode. We got too much stuff to explore in our current stuff. Okay, we got that. So we're going to ride to Santorini. And while that's going, we'll go ahead and grab the veggies just to take up time. And then we'll do wait and time lapse it. So 2 minutes. And there is no way to speed that up between them. At least that we have found so far. Maybe there's a way you can say override, maximum speed or something, but I haven't seen that. So we're going to be running out of air before too long. All right. So we're getting down to less than a minute. Yeah, I like this time dilation. It really helps a lot. The problem is we still don't have much time before Santorini is destroyed. But even if we die while we're up here, I say we do it. So the plateau. This is the one we've not been to, so let's do that. Oh, I thought maybe we blew up or something. Everything in actions went completely away. Okay, here we go. Tram swiftly carries you up to the plateau, which Santorini's third compound sits atop. As you pull into the station, you see only a minimal personnel area, with most of the space being used for automated cargo transfers. Exiting the tram, you're faced with 3 doors leading to the other sections of the compound. In the log, you watched the commander ordered the artifact to be moved into the uranium vault in the storage area. Forge is responsible for making the processed materials into equipment. Refineries where raw materials get processed, and the storage is where stuff gets stored. They're all 45 seconds. Well, let's explore the storage area then. We don't have a lot of time. We can get like 2 of these done before Santorini blows up, and I'm going to assume this area blows up as well. Okay. Halfway done. Maybe we can find some, I don't know, food, water, although it's not going to help us. this loop, we're just going to die from Santorini being destroyed, but I want to try and explore a lot of this. I don't remember us being able to explore this at all in the demo. I don't remember this part. But leave a comment if that is what happened. Most of the compound seems to be dedicated to material storage with dozens of vaults, each one labeled as containing a different material, or metal, or alloy. From glancing at the displays as you pass each one, it seems most are quite well stocked. If you ever need to fabricate any basic components or equipment, there's definitely enough resources here. Oh, well, that's interesting because that's 30 seconds. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the uranium vault. Maybe there's another artifact. Maybe it'll give us another bonus. I mean, heck, that could be kind of cool. Let's just see what we get. We got 50 something seconds before it blows up. Okay, less than 10 seconds. At least we have plenty of air. Okay. Aha! Unsurprisingly, given the danger, the uranium vault doesn't immediately open at your request. It's locked, and not with a simple password like most of the doors you've encountered. The terminal says it can only be unlocked by the authority of Commander Tarnwell, administrator of this facility. Normally, you'd need him to unlock the door with a biometric scan. You might be able to hack it, but you'd still need a detailed record of his biometrics to work from. Maybe somewhere like a medical facility would have that sort of data. Oof. Okay, well, we're going to die. So let's just do the forge. We'll just do the first one. And while that's going, let's go ahead and look at our notes. Maybe it tells us where we can maybe find the medical. Ah, Larian's data again. Yeah, there we go. If I can find a lead on a medical facility, I might. Okay, so Larian again. All again. So I guess we need to make a trip to Larian to try and examine some of this stuff. Maybe I'll do that next loop. Yeah, I think I probably will. All right. 8 seconds, and we're going to get blown up. 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and close up this episode here. I know these can get long. This is the same message, just talking about Strabo awaits. It's even deeper to the south. The way we might be able to get to that is by going up, getting the motors, coming back down to here, filling up with all supplies, and then going south. But I kind of want to go to Larian first and look up some of this information in the computer. and see what else we can get going. So, I'm trying to think. I'm used to just doing this on time lapse, but let's see. We do this and this. Air takes, extract these again, and then you can see it does fully repair, modify rover for motors. It's all in one thing now. So we'll do the full repair. We'll do the water and food again. We'll do the modify, water and food again, and then we'll load the generator. All right. Well, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bubba out.